Steve Irwin has you pinned down in a headlock. What cool facts does he tell the audience about you and your habitat? This little bugga simulates reproduction up to 5 times a day. Almost exclusively without a mate. Then I imagine he would shove a Dorito in my mouth, and chuck me back into my bedroom. Oi, be very careful mates. We have to show dominance. If we show any affection towards this creature he'll get attached to us and never leave us alone. Truly one of the most terrifying beasts in North America. This little fella looks upset, but he actually craves physical contact. Edit. Lot of you weirdos are into thumbs and buttholes. Oi. This air is a common member of his species, and as you can see he's got a fairly advanced case of fur loss, especially concentrated air at the top of his EAD. Many males you find in the wild with this condition will try to compensate by growing the fur around their faces, and this fella is no different. This one looks like he spends his days being poked and nipped at by his wee ones. Note the characteristic paunchy belly and the general lack of muscle tone. This fella can spend up to 12 hours a day grazing, and trying to find a nice spot to curl up for some shut-eye. Edit. Apparently I've accidentally reimagined Steve Irwin as a 19th century Cockney bootblack, but I'm leaving it. Oi. Now looky here. Notice how he seems almost entirely apathetic to my attack. That's because he spends almost every waking moment pretending not to be bothered by the current situation he is in, despite the fact that he is incredibly irritated. To him, this is just another Monday morning staff meeting. He is truly a gorgeous example of mental endurance. Crikey. This lil Ronga is quite the sneaky little one. This particular type of animal can hide in a dark room all day and never even see the sunshine. She will do as much as she can to avoid others of her kind. Edit. I don't remember what he called gingers, so I fixed it. Thank you for correcting me, fellow Redditors. I don't care, he calls me a beaut and I really needed to hear it. Crikey. This animal lives in a dilapidated bachelor pad and is capable of eating his weight in pudding over a weekend. Edit. Thanks for the gold and the little angel thingy. Isn't he a beauty? You're alright, fella. You're alright. This guy is out looking for a Sheila, but he isn't having much luck. He's coming in late to the party. Now I know what thinkin', this here fella looks like an absolute killer. He's big, he's covered in hair, and if he wanted to, he could probably knock Ma Block off with one swing. The truth is, his kind look far more scary than they really are. Despite their size, they're actually quite timid, and will only attack when threatened and backed into a corner. Truth is, he just wants to find a Sheila he can settle down with and, who knows, maybe have a coupla kids. Sadly, this fella hasn't had much luck lately. He's the last of his line, and it would be cryin' shame if he never got a family of his own. Puts PS2 controller in my hands. Luckily, here at Australia Zoo, we have a state-of-the-art gaming room, where this fella can play the video games of his youth, and relive his days as a juvenile, when life seems so full of possibilities. Edit. Typed this just before I went to bed thinking I was far too late to the party to get noticed. Thanks for all the upvotes and awards. I hope this made you laugh and I'm sorry if it makes you sad. If it did, please be kind to yourself, life has a way of entangling itself. Steve would want you to care for yourself just as much as he'd want you to care for nature.